channel and welcome to Lima. I'm going to be going over a couple of different aspects of Lima and Peruvian culture that I've noticed. So of course we're going to go over arts and culture, we're going to go over activity, weather, food, because hello, that is Lima, known as like the most foodie city in all of Latin America and all of South America. So yes, lots of things to dive right into, so let's just do it. So one thing that I found to be actually really jarring when I first arrived in Lima was how dry it was. I think coming especially from Colombia, where everything is so green and the city feels so alive, coming to a climate that's really dry, I was just like, whoa, I was not ready for this at all. Lima is a desert. I should have probably done some research beforehand. Did not, was very surprised. Everything here, even the water, it's not safe to drink, running water, like faucet water, so everything is drunken out of water bottles, which is really interesting because I've also found that some parts of Lima can be really environmentally friendly. For the most part, they have lots of like biodegradable bags, like shopping bags, things like that, and most of their plastic bottles are also recyclable. But then at the same time you have your opposite spectrum where the plastic bags are definitely single use and lots of plastic utensils and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's this like a really interesting contrast. I think it depends on which neighborhood you're in. I'm staying in Miraflores, which is definitely known as the touristy area, which is actually really surprising because for the most part this area is filled with a lot of locals. That's what I've seen. I've seen lots of locals, lots of families, lots of like the 40 to 50 or 60 retiree. I've seen lots of those, and not too many expats. Might also just be the time that I'm here, but for the most part it's been, yeah, a great mix of people, but definitely those who are more wealthy. Another aspect of this climate that's really interesting is that there's a ton of fog. It's also because we're kind of in the not rainy city season, but I mean Lima gets on average I think like 12 millimeters of rain, so it's a really dry city. I think it's only second driest to Cairo in terms of average rainfall and average precipitation per year, but there's a constant fog. Like it's foggy all the time. It's foggy when you get up, it's foggy like in the afternoon, maybe a little bit of daybreak, but for the most part lots of fog. It definitely makes me feel like I'm in Seattle. It's also just really cool at the moment as well. I think on average it's been around like 60, 65, and I have been cold. I did not pack accordingly. I think hopping over from Medellin, where its average is like 75, 80 right now, over into a 65 has been muy interesante. Definitely have been needing to wear the only one sweater that I brought multiple times, but we make do. Everyone also in Miraflores, they're really active. I think that's just a part of Peruvian culture, is everyone's running in the morning. I like walking down to the coast to catch the sunset. You see people running, you see people walking, you see people, you know, going for power walks in the morning, you see them during the day. It's definitely like a family affair. I've seen lots of families who are going on walks and doing that kind of thing together. Definitely a more easily traversed city than Medellin for sure. Like there's, like for the most part everything's really level, so lots of running, lots of activity going along for sure. Because Lima is a desert city, all of the greenery that is here, all of the parks, they've all been planted, and it's been like a project done by the city, which I find it really interesting because there's a couple parks, my favorite having been the John F. Kennedy Park, which is like, why is there a park in Lima named after a US president? I don't know. But it's like nicknamed the El Gato, Parque de Gato, which is the cat park, and I've seen so many cute cats. Definitely had a moment there where they just come and snuggle with you. Of course all they want is your food, but I have missed cats and animals and it's been so nice. So that's definitely been a highlight of the trip so far. So now let's dive into culture. Something that I've found to be really interesting is the impact that the Spanish colonization has had in Lima, especially. Lima is known as the city of kings. Lima used to be the Inca capital after Cusco, and so it's really interesting to explore the historic center and to see the ramifications of Spanish rule. You see a lot of old colonial style buildings, especially in the architecture. It's really prevalent, and it's really kind of beautiful to see the contrast between the, you know, old historic center and kind of the area that I'm staying in, just like a little bit more modern, but you still also see the influences everywhere. You also see influences in dress. People in Lima, they tend to dress in a more modest and conservative fashion than those in Colombia, so not as much like revealing clothing, definitely things that are just a little bit more Western, socially acceptable. That's kind of my take. And it's also interesting because while I was studying abroad in Spain, I also noticed that Spaniards tend to be a little bit, you know, ties all the way buttoned up, and I see that a little bit in Lima as well. People are very polite as well. They're really sweet, very kind, very much just like they'll open the door for you, but they're also always in the mood. These people like have somewhere to go, places to see, people, you know, people to meet. The city's always bustling. There's cars and taxis honking at all hours of the day. It's like brings me back to New York a little bit. So it's a very busy place. So now, what you all have been waiting for, let's talk about food in Lima. So Lima is known as the food capital of South America. There are a few of the top 10 restaurants in the world actually in Lima. The first that most people know is Central, which is located in Barranco, which is a neighborhood that I really enjoyed. It was really artsy, lots of really great food spots, also really along the coast, so it's a great spot just to visit and to see waterfront. It's also a hub for graffiti. There's a ton of different graffiti and street art in Barranco as well, so it's known as like the hipster artsy area, and that's where Central is located. Oh wow, whoa, it's almost like a tea.
Like what kind of tea?
Honestly, I don't know why I'm tasting green tea. It tastes like honey in your face right now.
Green tea?
Yeah. Ooh, chicha morada, I like this.
What do you think? It does taste like tea.
Right? It's like a sweeter tea.
But
So I was not able to visit Central because reservations have to be made so far in advance, but I was able to watch Chef's Table, and so I got a little bit of a peek, got to go outside of it and explore the city blocks that it's actually on, and it looked really beautiful from the outside. It's actually placed in old colonial building, so it seemed like a really awesome experience, but next time. I was really just amazed by how many different influences that there are. There's a huge Japanese influence. There's a huge kind of cuisine special to Peru, special to Lima especially, called chifa, which is a kind of Chinese Peruvian fusion. I also tried like a Mediterranean spot, and so everything that you could want, you can get here. So it's really similar to New York in that fashion. I also had like just some raw food takes on Peruvian classics. No. Okay, so one's like a tofu filled with olives. The other one, I think it honestly has like some meat on it. And then you gotta get an unwrapping going. I love how it's served in the banana leaves, though.
yeah, I do like that too.
I think you're gonna like it, because I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm praying for that.
So you can obviously see that there is a olive, so we'll have to take that olive out.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because of course I'm vegetarian, and Peru is known for a lot of their kind of extreme, what most people would consider extreme cuisine. So they, you know, one of their national dishes are cow hearts. One is a guinea pig based dish, so lots of meat, so definitely not my territory, but I've had plenty of great desserts here, and yeah, just a couple other just Peruvian classics. I would say my favorite Peruvian meal had to have been at this restaurant called Javier. So it was in Barranco, and I had taku con champiñones. I actually just got some food right now, so I'm gonna go grab that. Just got a salad because I was craving some health. And oh my god, it looks beautiful. Sweet potatoes, some black beans, tomatoes, pomegranate, all the goods. So yeah, so there's so much food in Lima, so much to try, so many different influences and creative styles. Definitely a place to visit if you are a foodie at all, or just, you know, it's a great city that's also hybrid. So there's so many things to do as well. So I've seen people that are like paragliding, people are surfing, so lots of things to do. Highly recommend. Next stop is Cusco, and next stop is going to be going to Machu Picchu and also visiting the Amazon. So lots of fun things coming. Signing off from Lima. I'll catch you guys later. Besos.